Hey guys, how's everything going out there? Happy Monday afternoon. Just wanted to catch up on the markets real quick and let you know where we're at. Really interesting, over the last several weeks, all we've seen is nothing. In fact, the interesting part is it's been really boring. So here we have in the top left-hand corner of your screen the TLT as usual. And remember we were talking about uh, levels that the TLT might get to. And the levels I was citing were the 125 level and the 130 level. And you remember the TLT is the long bonds ETF. And all we've seen, we saw this sort of double bottom right here with a little bit of consolidation in between. And then we came back up to this area between 120 and 122, and we've just seen consolidation right there. That's all we've seen. Haven't seen really much movement from there at all. Despite this big movement up, good 5-6% move, and then it just kind of stopped right there, and it's just staying there. If you try to read the tea leaves, you see this was a big volume day right here. This was a positive day, so that might indicate some movement upwards, but at the same time, we had this day, which was we tried to break out on that day and ended up moving downward. And we had decent volume that day, but not huge volume. You can also kind of try to read into this a little bit of a sort of a cup pattern, almost like a a cup and handle type of thing, where you get a rounded bottom and then the handle goes like this, and then you pop out that way. It's not a great formation for that, but it's a little bit rounded, I guess is what I'm trying to say, which might indicate that you eventually will get this pop out to 125 or so. But it's really hard to say. The biggest thing I would go off is this upward day with high volume, and that seems to be the most indicative thing at this time. And sort of the same thing if you look at the S&P 500. So we have the S&P 500 down here in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, and same thing here. So we've been consolidating really for a good 5-6 weeks here. We really haven't gone anywhere. We hit this top right about 2,400 and then stopped. And we almost are making lower highs. So there's a lower high, there's a lower high, there's a lower high. So you can almost see a little bit of a channel going downward. In fact, we tried to break out 2 days ago right here, but that failed miserably and just fell to the downside. So really not a lot of action in the S&P 500, and it's not very optimistic, shall I say, on that front. And if you look at gold, so gold is often bought up in times of indecision or in times of fear. So people use it as a hedge, some people say, although the relationship isn't great. But we hit this low right around 107 and then came up real big, pulled back to the halfway mark, right? So this is the 50% pullback. And then now we're back right up here at 121. So, and we tried to break out here too on pretty decent volume right here, but just failed. So this is a down day. We opened high, we made a little higher than our open, and then we just tanked, and now we closed at the lows of the day almost. So that's never a good sign either. So we'll have to see if that can break out over this level. Now the one thing I will say, besides all this consolidation that we're seeing and all this sort of boring nothingness going on, I will say that crude oil has been doing very well. So I've drawn this channel, and it looks like crude oil is still within this channel. It's right about in the middle of the channel, actually. So we had this big pullback, and people were starting to get afraid. If we'd head back down to 40 or so, we talked about this, and we looked right at this level, and said if it breaks this level, then it'll probably go down to 42.5 or 40. But it held on to it, just like we were looking for, and we've seen this great move. So 47.5 to 53, $53. It's almost $6. That's almost a 12% move. So 11, 10, 12% move. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive move here. So if we can get above this 55 level, which is a previous high, I would push this line out to see that it might actually come all the way up here to 60, right? So that takes us to $60. And that's sort of what people have been wondering if we'd break out to the 60 level, but first we got to clear this 55 hurdle. But so far it's looking good. You know, yesterday I was looking at this and it looked like maybe it was going to stall at this 52.5 level before. You know, there's a lot of volume here. They call that overhead volume, and it makes it difficult for breakouts to occur from below if there's a lot of volume up above, because all the people that bought there want to sell. They want to get their money back, so they start selling in that area. But you know, today was a pretty good day. We ended right at the highs of the session, so it's a pretty good day for oil. So that's one thing I would definitely be a watcher of. All right, well, we'll see if we can get out of this consolidation mode on the rest of the markets. Hopefully you guys have a great week this week, and I'll talk to you later on. All right, have a good one.